All right, joining us by phone now is Florida Senator Rick Scott. Senator, thanks for jumping on with us. We appreciate it. So what's going on in Haiti now really raises two very significant issues. First of all, there are a number of Americans who are trapped there and begging to get out. We don't know the exact number. So what should the Biden administration be doing on that front? And then we could expect, as we have seen in the past before, boatloads of Haitians trying to escape the country. And sometimes those small boats that are designed to hold maybe 80 people have 200 or 300 people on them, making their way to the shores of Florida. So what should the Biden administration do to prepare for that?
Well, first off, it's really heartbreaking. We've got a lot of Haitians that live in my state. And so, I'm talking to them about what's happening there, and they're scared to death for their families that are still there. So, but look, this is the political unrest that's been caused by a Biden administration that doesn't know what it's doing. It's appeased Cuba and Venezuela and Nicaragua, and now it's completely unprepared for what's going on here. I've been getting briefings. They appear to be completely unprepared for what to do now. And we can't just, we're just creating instability. So one, we've got to make sure we protect Americans. We've got to do everything we can to protect Americans. But we got an administration that doesn't think that way. We've got hostages in Gaza that he's more focused on getting money to Gazans than he is to take care of our American hostages being held by Hamas. We need to make sure our Coast Guard and our Department of Defense has every resource necessary to make sure we don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of people trying to flee to our shores as a result of the unrest there. And the Biden can't keep doing what he's doing. He's let 8 million people pour across our border, totally unvetted. We can't be letting people come into our country completely unvetted from everywhere around the world. Think about Afghanistan. He brought in on planes 90,000 people. You just can't keep doing this and expect that we're not going to have issues in our country. So we've got to, we got to do better. The Biden administration, here's how you should sum them up. They create a magnet for illegal immigration. They appease evil regimes, and they force the American people to pay for all this unrest, for humanitarian crisis, for mass border crossings, for all this. This is all just increasing every month under the Biden administration. This is just chaos. It's not good for the people of Haiti. It's not good for Americans.
You say you were just briefed, Senator Sandra here, and your understanding is that we're wholly unprepared for what is coming. I'm looking at a press release literally minutes ago, released from Royal Caribbean, that they're just now suspending cruise visits to Haiti for 7 days only. Based on what's happening, you'd think it'd be 7 months. So what can you tell us that you heard in those briefings, as we do await the State Department, who still says they have no idea how many Americans are there? Hopefully they know more. But what can you tell us you've learned in those briefings that would indicate that we're not prepared for this?
Well, let me tell you, we have a great military. Our Coast Guard's great. Our Department of Defense. These are hard-working people. But this. We're not ready. We don't have all the resources there. Think about we're hearing from a lot of Americans that are stuck there, and then they can't get out. This is. You can see what was going on and why we have Americans stuck there and why we're just now getting people out. We did the same thing in Afghanistan, where we ended up bringing a whole bunch of unvetted people because the airport and looked so bad and looked horrible for everybody. We were worried that we were going to get all the Americans out and people with special visas, and as a result, we brought in a whole bunch of people. So I know our military wants to do the right thing, but we got to get an administration that is. They can't keep appeasing everybody, appease, create a magnet, and think this is going to get better for us. It's not going to get better for us, and it's making Americans. It's more dangerous for an American to be anywhere around the world. If you're an American, you're taken hostage. You think this president's going to give a damn about you? He doesn't even. He's never talked about the hostages that Hamas has, but he wants to go and give a whole bunch of humanitarian money to Gazans that's going to go directly to Hamas to build more tunnels. So we got a president that is not focused on American citizens. That's the number one thing, the safety of American citizens. He is not doing it. I can't imagine he will get better in Haiti.
So, Senator, history in Haiti has a habit of repeating itself again and again and again. I was there back in 1994 when the military dictator Raul Cedras refused to step down. The 82nd Airborne was on its way to Haiti to remove him when Jimmy Carter and Colin Powell finally convinced Cedras to go into exile, which would have allowed Jean-Bertrand Aristide to return. Does the U.S. need to mount some sort of similar intervention to calm this down before it ends up on our shores in some way, shape, or form?
You hope not. What you hope is that there's a peaceful transition to a new government that brings stability. That's what you would hope. But we're look, we're behind. I mean, because if you would not be behind if American citizens are saying, "Hey, I can't get out," right? So we're clearly behind. So I would hope that this idea that we have a 7-person council that can pick a new prime minister that people will accept, and that we can have free and fair elections, that we can bring stability here. But you look right now, if everything in Latin America has gotten worse under this president. I mean, Cuba's worse, Nicaragua's worse, Maduro's worse, Petro in Colombia. Everything is getting worse because this president doesn't care about these things. They appease.
All right. Senator Rick Scott, appreciate you joining us on the breaking news. We'll continue to brief our audience on this as we wait that State Department briefing moments from now. Senator, thank you.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.